Hey everybody, welcome back to Boxcars Garage. Happy New Year, 2019 is here, and it's time to get some projects done on this Model A. I'm going to keep this brief. That is my New Year's resolution. Today's project is going to be pretty much comprising of pictures because we were working so hard and moving so fast that I didn't shoot video. I thought I knew what I was doing when I started this car with my father. This is the third time that I've installed this Crossmember. I keep on getting the camber wrong. I cut this Crossmember out over the weekend. As you can tell, I've got it all welded in. I'll show you some shots of that. Got it all finished welded and cleaned up. Radiator supports set flush with the top of your frame rails. It's already pre-bent with the camber in it, so come hell or high water, I should have the right camber when I've got this thing back on the ground. Fingers crossed. I'm not going to cut it out again. I'll drive it irregardless because that was a pain in the ass. See what we got going on back here. Sorry for the wobble. We'll talk about the coilovers for a minute. I'll give you some close-up pictures of the coilover. So another one of my screw-ups was I had just way too much angle going on with my coilovers. I think the last time we checked them before we cut them free and moved them, I think they were like setting at 32 degrees. The window that we should have stayed within should have been somewhere between 15 and 25. Right now we're sitting right in the middle at 20. We'll see if it performs right or not. I've got them on the lowest setting. I'm hoping that I've got enough action, enough stroke left in that shock when it's all said and done, but we'll see. If it's not, I'll just move on to another size. Okay, so here's the back side of the old coilovers. You can see as far as a reference, that's what 20 degrees looks like. And it looks fine with me. I think I'll stick with it. Really not much to talk about here other than you can see I've used up my last fitting, my last bolt at the bottom of the. I do have some adjustment here, of course, but I guess right now it's showing about 2 inches worth of adjustment, and it's showing about 3.5 inches of stroke on the top side of it. I thank you, RD, for giving up your afternoon to help me play with it. Okay, last but not least, my Crossmember project. This was kind of a pain because I had cut this out before. Actually, I cut it out twice. I think, well, total I've cut it out twice now, and I've installed it, what, 3 times? Anyway, we ended up chewing up some material, of course, on the ends of it that needed to be replaced. And that was kind of a tedious thing, adding metal back and working it down and trimming it up and then refitting it. So that took a little bit extra time. I cut this thing out to reposition it with the correct camber this time, hopefully. And anyway, cutting this thing out a couple of times, you know, the gaps weren't just quite right. I needed to do some build-up. And I started out by doing it kind of freehand and dressing it down with a grinder, and started to get there. But then I decided, why don't I go ahead and kind of put up a dam with this some copper, kind of give me some to help me build off of, and hopefully we'll see how it all turns out. But I think this little copper addition might help out, at least from the, let's say, the sculpting aspect of cleaning it up. So we'll see. Tricky is to get it in right the first time, so you don't got to go through this. You can see I went and got all nicey nice on my joints and got her cleaned up, and I'm debating on whether or not I'm going to put a little primer on it or if I want to keep it all natural, waiting for the real primer. But I might have a couple of little bits here and there that could use a little bit of metal, a little bit of hot metal in there. But I don't know. I've gotten pretty. That's a little area that could use a little more metal. But it's not through or anything. It's not a crack or anything. It's just a little divot that could be dressed up. We got our camber set up there. You see, Piper do. She's got her camber set. That's her normal camber. But anyway, so I'm glad to have this done for sure. My next project is going to be tackling this roof, which is going to be a really big deal for me because I am a novice with a capital N, and that's going to make me dig down deep to get on top of that roof and to get it going in my direction. And if you don't remember, what I got going on here is we got some sag in the panel right across here, and it dips down like that right there just a little bit, and I got to figure out how to get that dude up and where it needs to be. We're not talking a lot. We're talking about, I guess at the lowest spot it's about 3/8 of an inch low. So, but it's going to take some brain power to make it right. So, wish me luck. Anywho, on behalf of Piper and myself, the flea bitten dog, happy 2019. Thanks for being here with us and starting the year with us.